welcome to the July County Commissioners meeting. Glad to have everybody here. We're going to call this meeting to order. Please remember to silence your mobile devices. Want to ask the invocation. Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to come out tonight, God, and do work for the county. God, be with each and every one that's represented here. God, help us to hear every voice and do what's right for Mitchell County. God, be with the families of those in Texas. God, the flooding was very raw to us, and I know everyone in that area feels for those families. So God, we pray that as many as possible will be found safe and your will be done there. God, guide us tonight as we make decisions for the county, God, and see us home safe. Ask this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Commissioner Masters, give me the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone, please make yourself aware of the ethics, awareness, and conflict of interest reminder. Hearing no conflict of interest. Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda this evening? Hearing none, do I have a move we adopt the agenda? Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, vote for legal sign. Motion carries. Next item on the list this evening is the approval of the minutes. We've got two sets there, the June 30th, 2025 regular session minutes and the June 30th closed session minutes. Do I have a motion we approve those minutes? Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, vote for the usual sign. Motion carries. Next item on the list tonight, we do have a public comment. My friend, Mr. Spencer, come on up and we'll let you talk a little bit about the North Carolina Hellbender Festival.
Yeah, how are
If
you?
anybody, you guys don't know Spencer, he is their Main Street director, working in Spruce Pine. So
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Spencer Boss. I'm the executive director of Downtown Spruce Pine, which is Spruce Pine's Main Street organization. I appreciate the opportunity to come and talk with y'all about an upcoming event that we have that's celebrating our environment, our culture, and our community's resilience. On Saturday, August 30th, we'll be hosting the first annual North Carolina Hellbender Festival in downtown Spruce Pine. It's going to go from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's a free all-day festival inspired by the Eastern Hellbender, a rare native mountain salamander that only thrives in our clean waters. The Hellbender has become a symbol of resilience in western North Carolina. Like us, they've survived floods and environmental change. In fact, I saw one myself just last week in the South Toe River. It's a powerful reminder of the connections between our people, our place, and the natural world around us. This festival is about lifting up those connections. We're planning a full day of live music, local art, river science, outdoor recreation, and hands-on workshops. We're expecting around 3,500 attendees based on our past events. And we see this as a key part of downtown recovery and economic revitalization after Hurricane Helene. Our music lineup is going to be announced this Friday, featuring some amazing local and regional bands that are sure to draw a great crowd. We'll also have a full schedule of interactive workshops and demos, including some river science activities. We're going to do like natural dive with native plants, live reptile and amphibian and animal encounters. Vendor applications are now open at hellbenderfestival.com. Vendor spaces are $70 and $100 for food trucks. We're prioritizing local and handmade products and are building a strong slate of applicants. To ensure safety and smooth operations, I'll be meeting this week with Andrew from Emergency Management to develop a plan for traffic safety and emergency response, and also coordinating with the town of Spruce Pine and other partners. Finally, we're still seeking sponsors to help support music, logistics, and educational programming. If the county or any businesses you know would be interested in supporting the event, I'd love to talk about it. Sponsorship makes this community-wide celebration possible and helps keep the event free and accessible to everyone. At its heart, the Hellbender Festival is about celebrating who we are, a mountain community that values its rivers, its resiliency, and its creativity. Thank you for your time, for everything you do for Mitchell County, and your continued support of downtown Spruce Pine. I hope to see everyone on August 30th. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer. The side note to that, I was able to go over and attend the fireworks on Saturday. It felt good to see, the parade, just getting people out, there's a line of traffic. I mean, so I know you guys had a part in helping with that and just very happy to see us kind of getting a little bit of normalcy around, so absolutely. Might as well come and celebrate some hill visitors too, right? So that's what I'm saying too. Next item on the list tonight is our tax collector appointment. I don't see her. Sorry, I do see our tax collector back there. Yes, I do. I was just saying, you were hiding back there. If you would like to come up, wait a minute, I'm sorry, we gotta do the appointment. So, do I have any nominations for tax collector?
Okay, this personal best like tax collector.
That's second. All in favor, vote by usual sign. Motion carries. So let's go ahead and do that charge and oath now.
Yeah, you'll read the charge and then I'll do it.
Yep, sounds good. So you, Mitchell County Tax Collector, you're hereby authorized, empowered, and commanded to collect the taxes set forth in tax records filed in the office of the Mitchell County Tax Collector and in tax receipts herewith delivered to you in the amounts and from the taxpayers likewise therein set forth. Such taxes are hereby declared to be a first lien upon all real property of the respective taxpayers in the Mitchell County of Mitchell. And this order shall be a full and sufficient authority to direct, require, and enable you to levy on and sell any real or personal property of such taxpayer for on account thereof in accordance with law. In witness thereof, whereof the Mitchell County Board of Commissioners has caused this charge to be executed by its chairman and attested by the clerk to the board the 7th day of July 2025. Ms. Jessie, if you don't mind to come up.
Approach the bench.
Approach the bench, man. Our clerk will.
All right, ready, if you put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and read your oath to the tax collector.
I, Jesse Preston, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of tax collector for Mitchell County to the best of my skill and ability, and that my actions as tax collector will not be influenced by personal or political friendships or obligations, so help me God.
Congratulations. You'll autograph that, good thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Jessie. We've got a couple, remember Jeff, he's down and out tonight, not feeling well, and Dale is actually on vacation with his family, so we do have a couple of missing folks but they all are, we're on 100% of support of everything we got here tonight, so. Next on the agenda is the appointment of the deputy tax collector. I will entertain some nominations for deputy tax collector.
Nominate Sandra Burleson.
I got a nomination for Sandra Burleson. Do I have a second? All in favor, vote by the usual side. That's good. Motion carries. Let me read the charge for the deputy tax collector. You're hereby authorized, empowered, and commanded to collect the taxes set forth in the tax records filed in the office of Mitchell County Deputy Tax Collector, and then the tax receipts herewith delivered to you in the amounts and from the taxpayers likewise therein set forth. Such taxes are hereby declared to be a first lien upon all real property of the respective taxpayers in the county of Mitchell, and this order shall be a full and sufficient authority to direct, require, and enable you to levy on and sell any real or personal property of such taxpayer for and on account thereof in accordance with law. In witness whereof, the Mitchell County Board of Commissioners has caused this charge to be executed by its chairman and attested by the clerk to the board the 7th day of July 2025. Sam, if you don't mind to come up, please. Clerk, if you can.
I, Sandra Burleson, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Deputy Tax Collector for Mitchell County to the best of my skills and ability, and that my actions as tax collector will not be influenced by personal or political friendships or obligations, so help me God.
Thank you. Congratulations. You ain't been collecting no taxes. You got too good a tan to be collecting. I can tell, but here, see, look at all this. Next item on the agenda is the appointment of county manager. There'll be nominations for county manager.
Nominate Alan Cook.
Oh, wow. All motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
How about it, we can make anybody else take it in?
Yeah, I think you're stuck for it. Oh, well. Next on the agenda is the finance officer. Have any nominations for finance officer?
Nominate Ms. Baines.
Second. All in favor, vote for the usual sign. Nomination carries. Congratulations, Al. Congratulations, Mavis. Last is clerk to the board.
I'm gonna bring a speaker.
You got a second? All in favor, vote for the usual sign. Nomination carries. Congratulations, Dee. All right. Rolled right through. Next item is our tax collector's report and annual settlement of taxes. Ms. Jessie Preston.
All right, so for the year end or month end, June 2025, we collected $75,797. And the bills will get ready to go out next month. So if you'll have in your packet, well, let me get this first. We ended with our collections at a little over 97.5%, actually 97.57. Any questions on any of that? And then you have the reports for the fiscal year end, 24-25. I won't read these because you have a copy. And they're just time consuming purpose. If you have any questions, email me or and you'll have the list of the unpaid, which is like 110 pages for the 24s. And it's in the PDF form. That's why it's so long. She's like, what? So if you see anybody on there, reach out to them through your neighbor or friends, send them my way. All right.
It's not the highlight reel you want to have to be, so it's. Any other questions for Ms. Jessie this evening?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Kelly Jones speaking about the TVA.
Here's some papers I was slacking in with some teacher. Okay, so I'm finishing up my second year, still learning how to do this, but thanks for keeping this a happy place. It's kind of intimidating, even though I know y'all and love y'all. It's a little intimidating, but you can see I highlighted some of the big ads that we either paid for or got earned media for this or last or the early beginning of this fiscal year. Some updates to tell you. One of the biggest things that I'm super pumped about is our Destination by Design plan. If you don't know about them, please go home and Google Destination by Design, specifically Rutherford bound. When I first came into the job, I was like, I don't know who Destination by Design is or what Rutherford bound is, but it's awesome. Going to the website. And so what it is Rutherford County, they have 7 towns to market. So I'm glad that we just have our 3 to 5, depending on the day. But Destination by Design takes different areas, and what they're going to do for us is try to find 3 to 4, I guess I could say, projects that we need to do to become a better kind of tourism destination. So things that people come and do, but also locals enjoy as well. And that's what's important to me because I live here. So I want cool things to do. And it's for infrastructure specifically, Because 1/3 of our budget has to be spent for infrastructure. So it would be, if you ever look at the Rutherford Bound project, they located a soccer field that needs to go in, a skate park, a kind of like an event center that is similar to Waco, Texas, the kind of the old mill stereotype that they have, but it's really awesome. So Rutherford Bound, when you get time. One of the hot topics that we're being asked about is the North Carolina Mineral Museum Visitor Center and what's happening there. The chamber told us they were giving up kind of their contract with the parkway, asked if we wanted it. We said we would like to pursue that, not jump on it, but we want to pursue it. And so where that's at, the ball is in the court of the Blue Ridge Parkway. They're supposed to officially terminate things with the chamber, and then they would start drafting a contract with us, and we should be getting that sometime this month, they said. So it's not like, yay, we're doing it. We kind of want it to look different, just so that we can make sure we're spending our money wisely. Tourism marketing grant was launched today. We're offering $12,000 broken up, and the board can decide how they want to break it up for local events to promote their festivals. So it can be, we're kind of going to show favoritism to events that happen January through March in our off season. But it'll be open to all events in Mitchell County. Yellow Duck Marketing, we were awarded a $50,000 in-house with this Yellow Duck marketing team for PR. And through that relationship, the Spruce Pine Alien Festival was featured on Yahoo News with over 2 million views last time I checked. And then they're the ones that got us our free spot in AA magazine. That will go later next month. I always like to say stuff we need to work on because we're not perfect. And one of those is communication with visitors once they're here, whether that's with things to do, things to go to do. And then also safety. So we're working with emergency management on that, and also pursuing kiosks so that people can go kind of like that you see in the mall, but that you can touch to see where you're at, where you're going, and all the things going on. In case you're new here, the software we pay for is Zartico. It's a quarterly report we get to see where tourists are coming once they get here, where they're coming from, and where they're spending their time. CrowdRiff is how I get to see what the visitors saw through their eyes. It gives me every photo that's taken within the county, whether they tag the county or the cities. They use certain hashtags. Then I get it to an album, and then I'm able to use those photos with their permission. Rentalscape is how I track all of our short-term rentals in the county. Looking ahead, some things that we have going on. Mary and Mitchell launched last year, so it's our Christmas campaign of all holiday related things. We're going to release our holiday schedule July 25th, just 6 months till Christmas. Married and Mitchell, our board's going to talk about this month in July. We are a prime wedding destination, place to come and get married, and we have so many venues, and that's a direct correlation with overnight stays. Sports tourism plan. I finished a draft of our sports tourism plan that I'm gonna go after. Still gotta talk to Brock about all this, but I finished it, drafted it to what I think our board would approve to get big tournaments here. And it would include like bringing these companies in to tour all of our gym facilities and why we think they should come here for their tournaments. And then we are hopefully next year starting a lease with the Road Mountain Visitor Center to have a presence on Road Mountain. So that'll be a first. We're super excited about it. It's very, very cheap with that opportunity. So it's not going to be a huge budget line item. And that's all I got. Do you have any questions?
The light line.
We did.
It's great.
It's great. It's good stuff. And sorry, I need water. I did look. In our website gets about 600 views a day. So people are finding us, whether we're out there marketing in all the right places or not, we're easily found. So that's why we want to use the next couple of fiscal years investing in infrastructure. So when they get here, we can keep them.
So for the people that post on social media, what are our hashtags, like if our businesses want to post something, because I don't have that knowledge of.
No, I feel like there's a lot out there, but we just like to keep it simple, and it's Discover Mitchell NC. But they can hashtag Spruce Pine Bakers a Little Switzerland, and I'll still find their stuff. But that's the one we specifically use is hashtag Discover Mitchell NC to keep us all in a nice little bubble. And the Destination by Design will be doing some other things for us, but most importantly, highlighting and finding those infrastructure points that we can enhance in our county.
The Rutherford project sounds pretty,
Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
sounds really cool.
And what's really cool, what I think is super important is keeping the public informed. And so, through this, it would kind of have like, hey, I'm not saying this is a project, but if we were building a new soccer complex, then it would say, it's $5 million, we're at $2 million, we got this grant, okay, now it's at 3 million. So the public can kind of see how long we are away to those goals. So it's not a plan you put on a shelf, it's active, living and breathing, yeah. Keep us accountable.
Sure.
Thanks, guys.
Any other questions for Kelly? Thank you. Thank you. Next item this evening is, board reports. We'll start with Ms. Masters. Board reports.
Well, only one that we've met really, other than TDA, because there's a really good update is, the library. And so we have not met as the new library system yet, so. Amber's last day has passed, and so we will be looking for a new director. And so the committee will go through that hiring process. So I'll have more updates on that to come.
Commissioner Ellis, any updates from boards?
I hadn't had any meetings since our last, board. Had two this week and one scheduled for later this summer. Not since our last meeting, but
The only update I have is the, Main Street board. We met last Thursday. And I think Spencer did a great job of, the biggest item that was coming out of that. We got the Hell Bendy Festival, coming up. So just getting that out there, like you said. It starts at 10, ends at 9, you know, please spread the word. Sponsorship wise, I think we were looking, you can do a corporate sponsor, I think it's $5,000, I believe, is for like the big corporate sponsor. We would also take sponsorships in the, like $1,000 sponsorship or even lower than that if there's some folks that want to. You may just not get as much recognition, so. It's very good. Malin did meet last Monday. Unfortunately, I did not get to attend the meeting. This is my really, really busy time of the year, at my own work, so I didn't get a chance to go. The biggest item is we have selected the president. We're, I believe we have a start date for the new president, so, but I didn't get to go to the meeting, so I don't have the most accurate, information there, so I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's the last information I had from the group, so. Good. That's about it. Man, I'm like you, I've got quite a few meetings this month. Next item on the agenda this evening is the inspections department fees / storm waivers for May 5th, 25th, following up. I'm assuming county manager, is that?
Yeah, that's, the board had voted to give some waivers for those who took damages under a set amount of money. Basically, these waivers were for residential folks who had damage due to the lien that could be shown as storm damage. And the board had voted to have that waiver in effect to the new fiscal year. So the question before the board for them to discuss and potentially make a motion on is whether or not to extend that. It could be a good thing due to our, our lack of contractors to maybe run that to the anniversary date of the storm. But then again, I know a lot of the projects, have maybe got inspections done. So it's something to weigh out, but, the factor in that is how long does it take to get a contractor? And for me personally, I'm trying to get some siding done out of the storm to get one year on a 1.5 year waiting list. And so, that's something for consideration is whether to keep the waiver in place for a little while or if it's time to change that on a new fiscal year. And I would say that budgets are sometimes projected on past fees that you get from inspections. So there is two sides to that for consideration.
do we know an estimate of how much that is. How much that would total?
You know, I would need to run some, since that was running through the fiscal year, I would need to run some numbers on
Okay.
that with the inspections. If y'all wanted to table it or something like that, till I got numbers, or if I can get Misty to run them now that we're on the new fiscal year, and I can get that month report. That might be good to run some.
I'd like to see the numbers personally, just because I don't know. What it looks like. Or maybe you can ask Dylan or Misty, just what is the percentage of people that. Did have damage or total loss, like what does that number look like if they do it by action, they. Had trouble finding everything back there.
I just got some work done this week that was still on my list. And I started looking for somebody to do it as soon as, at least no later than December. Well, it is a challenge. I mean, it was kind of a specific need, but still, that's a long time to wait.
When we voted, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was gonna say, does that need a motion to table it or?
Mhm. I was gonna say, just before we do table, if we do table. Just from my memory, we voted to extend this through June, right? That was, so we're covered through June. So anything going forward would be, we need a decision on. I'm with you. I think I'd like to see
Some numbers and email them to the board.
I think that'd be good.
Can we table it and continue the waiver through the next board meeting? Or how do y'all address, how do y'all want to handle it?
When's our next meeting in mid-July?
Yeah.
Third.
Email y'all back.
So right now, if I go over there and I apply, I'm having to pay it, right?
By the pure nature of it expiring, yep.
If it's like new construction and whatnot, but if we extend the waiver, then it's, I think they have to provide documentation that it was storm related.
And if this board says we table and keep inactively. You need to make sure we can put your motion together, we're good, we extend that.
Whatever the board's. Me personally, I'd like to see some numbers just to understand what type of impact, what kind of impact it has, yeah. I think I agree with y'all on that, so. Sounds like to me, we're kind of leaning. Maybe for a motion to extend to get more data, but extend the existing agreement through
2 more weeks, or
Yeah.
whatever, to the next board meeting.
Yeah.
We're good with that.
I'll make a motion.
So we got a motion on the floor to gather more data, extend the existing release of fees through the next meeting and table this item for tonight.
I'll second that.
All in favor, vote the usual sign. Motion carries. Next item is the consent agenda. Get a chance to take a look at those. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? That's none. Motion carries. Next item is favorite finance officer,
I really
freshly
don't,
reappointed. Never had any times.
no, sometimes I'm not paying you.
Some bribes.
I'm mostly gonna let you, if you have any questions, what we're doing right now in finance is, of course, we're in that payables and receivable window, even though the year is closed. We are still collecting money for last year and still, paying a lot of bills from June right now. FEMA is not getting any easier. I'll just say that. I think Alan's gonna agree. It's almost every day we think that workload's gonna get a little bit less and they're putting more and more on us, unfortunately. Making a little bit, I think they're getting a little bit tougher. And making our job a little bit tougher. So we're still balancing that act and it's pretty difficult right now. And I'm sure Alan will tell you in his report, we're, starting to look forward to EMS and what that's gonna look like as far as, we talked to someone today and, that just the reminder that it takes 120 days minimum to get signed up for Medicaid, Medicare, and insurance bill. And so that is unfortunately knocking on our door rapidly. So we've got to start working on that. We have, of course, a new employee in the finance office, so we are excited about that, and we're in the middle of trying to train. Unfortunately, it's a tough time right now for a new person to come in. I guess I didn't think about that one too good, because starting a new year, it's a little bit confusing. You're juggling last year's and still in doing this year, and there's a lot going on, but he's doing excellent, and, he's not left yet, so he keeps coming back for more, so that's a good sign, and we're excited about that. So, but if anybody has any specific questions, we're just really busy, but you're welcome to come in or and see what's going on anytime you want to. You know that my door is always open. Unfortunately, we're just staying really busy, yeah. So you got any spare time and you wanna come to the finance office, we'll put you to work. Thanks.
Thank you,
And as soon as I know the final numbers for last year, once we get through the APs and the AR window, I'll let you know I do have preliminary numbers for sales tax for May, and it looks like we did really well. I was worried that it might start dropping, but it's holding. We had a couple of months there that kind of scared me a little bit, but it seems to be doing good for the preliminary numbers look good for May, so. Looks good. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the county manager's report.
Thank you, Jerry. I'll start this report by kind of dividing the different things I'm reporting on. So I know some on live stream like to get the lowdown on storm report and, kind of what we've been doing post-Helene towards recovery. So I'll start with that. So as we go off the checklists of debris, we got waterway debris going on, and the Corps of Engineers has, basically went into most every one of the streams that have areas that threaten critical infrastructures and done debris removal. At one point, we had 40 crews working, waterway debris removal crews working in the streams. We are now down to 5. We have some North Toe work being done, some Poplar area work being done. And I think we got some Beulah Dean area, and Estito, Little Switzerland's got a little project going over there too. So as we move towards about June 20 or July 27th is the Corps' completion date they're projecting. And so waterway debris removal will be completed. So a citizen might say that, hey, they didn't get the debris on my stretch creek, and that's what I'm in the world of a lot of. And also, the Corps may send me some points and say we weren't able to get to these points. So we're looking at each place now on our list to reconcile to say, is the damage to the environment worth the amount of debris we're getting? So, when you bring a traco down into a creek, and now that we've got the big waterways cleaned out, you're talking smaller waterways. We're talking areas that are gorges, that's got rock and you can't get into them. We're talking a few areas that, yes, there is some debris and it could threaten critical infrastructure, but it's got such a degree of difficulty to get to it. It's not doable. So I've got our debris person that I'm using as my boots on the ground, Gary Hyatt, looking at the list of points and trying to say, do we agree with the Corps or do we disagree with them on waterway debris? So I'm closing out waterway debris removal. I look at that as being a success. If you drive around and you look at your streams, you look at your major streams by the roads where they have roads that can wash into those streams. You're seeing a lot of things that if you'd rode through there 6 months ago, they're different looking streams. Take a look at the North Toe. take a look at Big Rock Creek, Little Rock Creek, take a look at, Grassy Creek. Yes, there are areas that's got some debris, but, for the most part, I feel like we've got a pretty thorough run on our waterway. Our roadside debris, so our roadside debris people were on, they took off last week for the 4th of July. Some of these crews are coming, states away, driving, you know, a day's drive, 2 days drive to get here. And they sleep when they're here, they, have their campers here, so they got away for an Independence Day week and, they're back now. We are doing, roadside debris. One of the rumors out was that, someone didn't see pickup on their street and thought that roadside debris had ended. No, it is still going. So we will have roadside debris, probably up through September. It may get extended longer depending on what FEMA tells us. We have asked that roadside debris go over to the state SMART program, and that's where the state basically takes over the removal of the roadside debris, and the, project is done via state funds being, reimbursed rather than county funds. So it takes us out as a funder of the debris. Typically in this debris, the, debris haulers, debris removers come in and they, charge the county, invoice the county. We pay them and we send that to FEMA and FEMA reimburses us. I'll talk to you more about FEMA when I get off the storm report, because FEMA is its own little beast. The final thing I want to talk about in debris is private property debris removal. We have submitted our private property packets. They like to have 10% of your packets for an audit with FEMA, and then they approve the project. We submitted those packets about a month and a half ago, and we're still yet to hear anything about our private property debris, projects moving forward. We're waiting for funding. Supposedly last week FEMA got $600 million, brought into their queue. So we might see some projects moving. We'll see. So if the, state takes over debris removal, you probably will not see, very many changes. It's just gonna be that the invoice will be sent to the state. We will still, as a county, have some oversight in that. But like I said, the, cash flow that we're dealing with on these big debris moving projects, we're talking $22 million projects on right of way. We're talking on private property debris removal, another $6 to $8 million. So you're tying up a lot of the citizens' money in waiting for reimbursements. It's not that we're spending that money, but we're having to wait a long time for it to be reimbursed, which takes away our ability to run the county operation smoothly if your cash is tied up. It's called cash flow issues. We have 2 cash flow loans that we maxed out with debris, and we're waiting for FEMA. I've got a stream right here behind us, Cane Creek, that a mile stretch of creek that will flood on a 2-inch rain when it used to flood on about a 5-inch rain. I have been on FEMA, about this project and debris removal and silt debris removal out of Cane Creek for, 3 solid months now. I've submitted 2 engineering reports. We have, basically told them that our town will flood out if they don't get this thing, prioritized. And so last week I got another, report saying, well, you need to put GPS points on every silt deposit in the creek. And I said, well, in the interest of doing everything you say, because every time I wait, you give me a new assignment, I'm gonna do that. So we sent Gary and, our EM team down into this mile stretch of creek with their Survey 123 apps. And we put a bunch of silt, deposits on the map, and I'll be sending that to FEMA. And, if folks know me, they know I'm about as super laid back as you come. To get Alan fired up, you really have to push buttons. Usually it's talking about your mama or your wife or your daughter. But FEMA finally did it for me Thursday. I got in the FEMA meeting and got loud. Usually it's, I'm the good cop and Mavis is the bad cop. Well, this time it turned around. I was the bad cop and Mavis was the good cop. it got silent in the meeting, but I'm getting real frustrated because projects don't seem to be moving, very well for our county. And it is a kind of an indignation for the folks in our recovery, in our county's recovery, so. That's kind of the storm report where we're at right now on that side of it. Now, the other thing we wanna talk about is,
Can I ask you a question?
yes, sir, jump in there.
How many total homes in Mitchell County applied for private property?
Yes, I got you some close numbers, ballpark, cause
Yeah.
they changed, as we're up near 1,000 now.
Right.
So just so folks understand, we're up near 1,000, I mean. That, I'm assuming that list, we'll work our way through that list, but it's not. It's not today, it's like, like you say, you feel like there are people out there that's anxious to get this done and. There's a lot of red tape before we can get there, but
Very true.
just know that there's the list and you're on it and we'll get it as soon as we can.
That's exactly, we're kind of tied into what the wheels of government give us. And it is frustrating, and like I said, that it's frustrating me, I've had some people that's been signed up for 3 months now, waiting for a pile of debris in their yard, and as we move into fire season. You don't want a pile of debris in your yard, you do not want a bunch of dry brush in your yard. So I get it, I'm with you, as a citizen talking on live stream, I get it. We're gonna do a town hall at some point, but I've been waiting to schedule that. When I finally get private property debris moving, so I'm working on that, just wanting to, be able to give some good news and be able to roll that out at the right time. Talking about EMS,
They give you any indication what the holdup is it budget, is it just, what's the deal?
it seems what I'm hearing on that is it is state and FEMA, a combination of the two. So, FEMA has not obligated the money to it quite yet, that's the main one. But then we're getting ready to, when I talked about shifting it to the state's invoicing program. I think, the state knows that they're gonna probably be doing the implementation of the actual. Debris removal through our contractor, but they're gonna have it on their public assistance program. So it could be that they're called in a tangle between, one program cutting off and another one cutting on. Would be my guess on that, Mavis can chime in.
But if you remember at our meeting Thursday, now the state's wanting all of our packets uploaded. So I think in the last day and a half, they've been working on uploading another 800 and some packets. So now they're not just wanting 10%, they're wanting all of them uploaded. So that's
a case in point of FEMA.
they
We
changed their
start
mind.
out with 10%, that's what they want. We give them 10% a month and a half ago. And then we ask, what's the status on this a month later, hoping you gave them time to work on it, knowing they're very busy. And then when you ask them, it's like, oh, we need 100% now. Well, you could have told me that a month and I'll give you all of them that we had then. That is the part that really frustrates you. You say, hey, we're a tier 1 economically disadvantaged county, we are needing help in recovery. We've been hit by a storm that's a historic storm in North Carolina. Could you not, look at these projects and try to show us solutions to getting towards a yes? While we understand that regulations do cause us to go to the no side of it from time to time, don't default to no. Help us get the yes. So, anyways, everybody's got a little taste of, the world that Mavis and I often live in, and with the FEMA stuff, it can be there's good to it, but there's also a lot of bureaucracy to it. As far as other things going on in the county outside that, if I had this debris stuff off my plate, we could really get EMS moving real good. We're gonna have a job posting for a director. We talked to the billing company today, the third party billing company. As Mavis said, we're needing to pull the trigger on that. We're gonna probably have you a contract proposal at the next meeting, we hope, for that third party billing company. And that's gonna hopefully, where our date is on that is county will be running EMS by January 1st, 2025 or 2026. So we're gonna hopefully bring that in a little early, but that's kind of our go date for latest possible time. But so we're gonna run a county run EMS and we wanna do it quality. We're gonna, be going into a deep dive on that as we move forward. It's gonna be a lot more employees hired in the county. And when you start a new business, and that's kind of what we're doing, we're starting a new department. There's gonna be some cash flow coming out on that, and that's why it's real important with this FEMA reimbursement coming back. Keep our cash flow going. The county's done good in the past of managing a fund balance that allows us to be able to have funds during a storm. But when you got all your funds starting to get tied up into this huge amount of debris operations, it's gonna be good to get some reimbursements. So everything else, got some projects about to finish up. We will have a sheriff's department ribbon cutting in the near future as I get a door relocated, hopefully. There's one door in there that I'm on the punch list for construction, needing it relocated. Then I need, with the, driver's license, tag office, it's not the driver's license, it's the tag office. It's got a new location, I believe our citizens are gonna love it. It's gonna have plenty of room, good parking, handicap accessible. We're gonna be, that's gonna be coming open soon, like, mid-July. I think we're kind of settling on a date today, I saw on the emails. We'll have a ribbon cutting out there, probably towards the end of this month for everybody. I want this board to get out there and take a look at that place. It is a nice, long-term place for that to be. And then we've got, coming up soon, right behind the office here, we have the, rec center. And if you look at it, it's looking nice on the outside. We're moving fast on the inside, looking at October 1st as a potential, open date on that if all goes on schedule. Of course, we'll have other projects going along surrounding that, but you're gonna see a lot going, and looking at some temporary offices for Bowman Middle School to move some of our offices in here. So you might see some stuff coming for your approval on that for our temporary storm dislocated offices on that. So a lot going on. We have a lot going on. So I think that concludes it. And you don't want, if I start picking my brain, I'll just go another hour, but we don't want that. Anytime anybody wants to, public, commissioners, whoever, we're an open book.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Board comments, Commissioner Masters.
I've had two complaints, one about the DMV office. I have several phone calls early this morning about disgruntled citizens that have been there from like 5:30 to 7:30, and this is the second or third day that they were supposed to be open. Apparently the girl that runs that went to the beach. Didn't let anybody know. The other day, there was a citizen there, they were next in line. She just left, didn't put a sign on the door, nothing. And so they, where can they make a complaint? If we could figure that out, but I just want to go ahead, throw that out there. There was a lot of upset people about that. So I said I would try to find somewhere for them to make a complaint, but that was not a county run entity, so. At first I thought it was the LPA office, and I said, no, that was ours, that one's not ours.
I know the governor put together a task force, I saw, to revamp the driver's license.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's got a full task force saying that it's ridiculous for what the state of North Carolina has to go through to deal with DMV offices. So I saw the press release on that. And you know, I'd like to follow up. I need to get Ralph because we were working to try to get not only with our tag office there, but having a full-time DMV
Yeah.
officer right beside that and putting the DMV office there to where, you know, we need the state to help fund that position.
I
So
believe Ralph found out firsthand the other day because I think he was there with his son.
So it'd be a good time to hit him up, see if we can, see where we're at with that position, because I do think it's well needed, and I am excited that the governor's putting
That's
something,
good.
recognizing that it's a needing some help, yeah.
And then the other other thing that I said I would bring up is the people in the Institute community, I guess, that are still experiencing the fire from the mulch fire, the smoke from the mulch fire. They ask, is there anything that can be done, or is that just kind of, it's smoldering? That's, it is what it is.
Yeah, that mulch fire last summer or summer before last, they on Grass Creek went for 2.5 or 3 months.
They went for a long time.
So DEQ, Department of Environmental Quality, has been notified on that fire. It is a private group, not a state group, not a county group. It's Eagle Enterprises, and they basically, are. Since there's no zoning and no ordinances, there's no teeth locally to enforce anything on that. So, you know, the fire's under control. There is an air quality issue dealing with it, you know, it's the setbacks around it have been taken care of. But it's not the answer you wanna hear if you're smelling smoke on every south wind or whatever. And it is unpleasant.
That's just the two things that I've had complaints about, so I'll share them with the board.
Any other comments? Do Mr. Ellis any comments to see?
No comments to that.
I don't have any comments myself,
Mr. Chairman, before you adjourn, can I get a point of personal privilege? But I'd like to thank the board in about a minute and a half, if I may.
We don't get a lot of thinking, so we'll make we can make it a procession here for you.
Well, I appreciate the courtesy, and I do apologize. I was looking for a sign-in sheet for the public comment and didn't see it, but I saw the Main Street gentleman do a slip, so I'll know next time. This is my maiden presentation to this board, so I appreciate the courtesy. My name is Eddie Guja. I'm currently the chairman of the Mitchell County Democratic Party, and I have a dual purpose in coming tonight. The first one is to thank you and all of your colleagues on this board for recognizing the threat and for the action you took on June 19th, in which you adopted the resolution in support of keeping the Blue Ridge Regional Hospital open. Most of us have family that will be in a life or death situation without the hospital, and we need to be looking out for our friends, neighbors, and colleagues. My second purpose of being here tonight is share with you a copy of the resolution adopted by our Mitchell County Democratic Party in support of the Blue Ridge Regional Hospital, and respectfully request that an official record of tonight's meeting include a copy of that resolution. I have copies, paper copies for each of you, and I will be able to send an electronic version to your clerk so that they don't have to retype all of the verbiage. The Blue Ridge Regional Hospital in Spruce Pine is the medical lifeline to the people living here, as well as being an economic engine and catalyst for this region. The facility was built with the blood, sweat, tears, and hard work of many of those that have gone before us. The Mitchell County Democratic Party joins with you and stands with you and will work with you in every possible way to ensure that the Blue Ridge Regional Hospital in Spruce Pine remains open and continues to serve the medical needs of the people of this area. Again, thank you so much for your time this evening, and we look forward to working with you to keep the hospital open and improving the healthcare services for the people of Mitchell County and surrounding areas. And here's a hard copy of our resolution.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yep, it's I think there's not a person in Mitchell County that's not concerned about the hospital. That's been a staple for a long time. And I don't think anybody wants to see that change. And I'm not sure what year we're in with the HCA. Was this year 7 of the agreement that they had to keep it open for 10 years. I don't like them having any other avenues to get out of that, so thank you guys for bringing this to our attention, and we share the passion.
Anything we can do to help, let us know.
Sounds good. And I apologize, if I know that's what you needed with the public card, there we'd have got you, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second.